Welcome everybody. Welcome. Ẹ káàbọ̀ gbogbo èrò. A kí yín káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. And thank you for joining us today again. Today we will be talking about a very important but supposed not so crucial to many people. A topic that is going to address the significance and the importance of this in Yoruba spirituality and culture. You know, this time around, we cannot now begin to say African spirituality because there are a lot of independence existing amongst us. The Akan from Ghana, they are also part of Yoruba spirituality. The Dahomey in Cotonou or Benin Republic, they are part of it. The Hotep in Kemet, ancient Egypt, they are also part of African spirituality, and series of them like that. And Yoruba is a type of African spirituality. We have our Igbo brothers and the Hausas. And it is going to be a great error for you to think that African spirituality is a one-way traffic. No, it is not a one-way traffic. I try to correct people. The umbrella under which all of these things are done is called African spirituality. But then when it gets to a certain junction, everybody goes to their own tent. To your tent, oh Israel. That's what they say. So the Yoruba have their own peculiarity. The Igbos have their peculiarity. The Hausas have their peculiarity. Just like our languages differs, so also our spirituality, our way of having divine connection differs. But you realize that there is a common factor amongst us. So most times when I teach you, I can start from the general aspect, which is African spirituality, but when it comes to the practical aspect, I will use Yoruba method and way to solve problem. Because either I like it or not, if you are Igbo, if you are Yoruba, if you are Akan, if you are Dahomey, whatever you are, everyone is trying to reach out to nature. And the diversity of nature is that Onokan Woja, Nemo Babalawo Shishe Teacher. Are you with me? Now, there are a lot of peculiarity to every one of us. And one of those peculiarities is that we have a calendar system, which a lot of people do not know. Yoruba folks celebrate their new year every 3rd of July. Every 3rd of July, we celebrate our new year. Just like the Chinese folks, they do theirs around February. The Gregorian calendar was never what we were working with before. It was in our system of calendar before. Dating back to the ancient Kemet, the ancient Kemet folks were able to read the year. They are astrologers. They also understand astronomy. They understand the cosmic forces of nature. But there is a way they know the time of the year that they are in. It is through a certain river called Sotan. There are two rivers peculiar to the people of ancient Kemet. We have the Sotan and we have the Jordan. Dan means snake, and what the Greeks renamed to be River Nile, when you look at it from the satellite, you realize that a part of that river looks like that of a snake. And what the people of ancient Kemet does is that this river that looks like snake brings healing, and it also fertilizes their food. It is the milk and honey that brings forth harvest for them. And it is also a source of healing. So they tell you, when you are sick, you pray to the snake. The snake is not the serpent. What they are saying is that when you are sick, you take from the water that forms like a snake. And the water level of this so-called River Nile is also able to tell them which time of the year they are in. They know the Harmattan, the dry season, the snow time, the winter, and the rest. The gauge of the river tells them all this. So they know when to harvest. They know also when to plant. They know every season and time. In addition to that, they also watch the sky, so they understand what the moon is saying, and if the sun is hot like this or like that, they are able to. They could also forecast ahead into the future that so time this will happen. That's why in our villages, even though our parents, our ancestors, never study weather forecast, when they look into the sky, they could tell you it's going to rain. When they look at or feel the kind of air, that the breeze that blows, last night they could tell you if the weather will be hot tomorrow or there's going to be a shower. They understand these things. And because of that, in Yoruba spirituality, we have what we call Kojoda. Kojoda. We were not using Gregorian calendar. We were using Kojoda. That's our calendar system. What is the meaning of Kojoda? Kojoda means may the day come to manifestation, or may the day come to reality. Ki ojo koda ba ti pe kebo ofin kebo da, that may the day come to pass. What day should come to pass? What is so spectacular and important in a day that Yoruba people will say Kojoda? Bọ́jọ́ bá jẹ́ ọjọ́ ibi, ṣé á pè kódà? In our calendar system, we have 12 seasons in the year. And we call our months Shere, that's January. Erele, that's February. Erena, that's March. Igbe, Ebibi, Okudu, Agema, that's June. The time of Agema is the time we are entering into wet season. Shere, Erele, Erena, Igbe, Ebibi, Okudu, Agema, Ogun, Owewe, Owara, Belu, Okpe, Osu Okpe, which is the December, is when we have our Thanksgiving. All of these months in Yoruba spirituality is for a certain activity. Shere, Erele, Erena, Igbe, Ebibi, Okudu, Agemo, Ogun, Owewe, Owara, Belu, Okpe. So most of the children we give birth to around December, if we don't name them after the energy in their family, we always start their name with Okpe, Okpe Oluwa, Okpe Ogun, Okpe Ifa, Okpe Yemi, Okpe Ja, Okpe. As I was saying, that's the naming of the month. Now let us name the weeks, the days of the weeks. We have our way of doing these things, but we hate it because maybe they don't sound nice. Well, all of these things are prophetic. I'm not going to take your time today. I know most of you are not interested in all these jargons I'm saying, so I'm just going to record it and put it somewhere in another platform where they will appreciate it. The first day of every week is called Ojo Aiku. Ojo Aiku. And we go like this. We sing it as a song. We say, Aiku Aje Ishegun, Ojoru Ojobo Eti, Abameta. The last day of our week is what you call Saturday. The first day of our week is what you call Sunday. It is called Ojo Aiku. And why do we have Ojo Aiku? What is the significance of Sunday in our land? Sunday is the day of life. A day of life and a day of escape. It is the day we do most deliverance or replacement rites for the devotees, for Yoruba people. Especially those whose case revolves around untimely death and other forms of termination or truncation. And we have trapped that error. Instead of it to come to pass, we want to do what we call replacement. We are not using another human being to replace you. We use animals. And we do what they call a pseudo burial ceremony on your behalf. The day we do most of these things is the day of escape or the day of life, which is Sunday, Ojo Aiku. It is so because we understand that that is the day when the sun is high the most. So they know from us, so they call it the sunny day, the day of the sun. And don't you forget, like I always tell you, that sun is Olodumare, the God, the Most High, the giver of life, through photosynthesis. So coincidentally, you always go for church service on a sunny day to worship the God that we introduced as the sun. And coincidentally also, when you pray in churches or mosque, you have to say Amun. Amun is a sun god. Is that how you say Amun, Ami, or Amen, or Amen? You are not supposed to know the truth. It is not to my benefit if you are free. I love it when you are foolish, when you are stupid, and when you are in the dark. So these guys can make money off you. And you can raise generations who will be trophies to Ptolemy and the Greeks. But how do I sleep at night knowing the truth and not sharing it with you? So the sun, we understand, is highest the most on this day. Because the sun is the giver of life. And those whose case or cases border around untimely death, who are gravely ill and all that, tá a sì fẹ́ ṣe ìrọ́pò fún wọn, iṣẹ́ ìrọ́pò pé kí wọ́n má kú, that's the day we do it. So we tap into the vibration and the power of the sun on that day to give you what I call rejuvenation, so you can be rejuvenated back to life. The second day, which is called Monday by the Greeks, is the day we call Ọjọ́ Ajé. Remember I said we start our day on Sunday. Ọjọ́ Ajé, Àìkú Ajé. Monday is the day of wealth. A day of wealth or a day of riches. On this day, we don't go to work. It is the day we intercede for our merchants, those who are into business, our multinational business men and women. Ọjọ́ yìí là ń parapọ̀, là ń bọ òòṣà Ajé. Bá a bá wá rẹ́ni tó ṣe wípé àgbà náà ń dà láàmú, kò mọ bá a ṣe pawó mọ́, we don't ask them for tithe. We do not rebuke devourer for their sake by taking 10% of their money or offering. What we do is we activate the energy of Olókun. Olókun. You see, this Olókun is the same as the ocean or the sea. We now begin to say, Abudin Tolókun, Abudin Tolósà. Àìrídìí òkun o, kò sẹ́ni tí ń rídìí ọ̀sà, ọmọ aráyé ò ní rídìí rẹ̀. Do you know the moment you take some part of ocean or sea water, it replaces itself. It doesn't feel like it's gone or anything was taken out of it. This is a perfect day for us to do the job of àṣírí bíbò, ẹni tí ń bá wá káṣírí òun bò àbí iṣẹ́ ajé. Àbí tó bá fẹ́ ṣe iṣẹ́ àwúre, a pé ẹ tà ní kọ́kọ́ ń tà kọ́mọ ẹranko mi ọ̀ tó tà, ó láwọn nǹkan tá a pè lò. It's a perfect day to intercede for our business people. That's not the day they go to work in our land here. Ọjọ́ Ajé is not the day we go to start negotiating. It's the day we venerate and activate the energy of business dealing. It is the day we venerate the Òrìṣà Ajé for people, so they can prosper, they can negotiate well. So we are living in excessive wealth. The following day is Tuesday. I hope you are following me. Tuesday is called Ọjọ́ Ìṣẹ́gun. Ọjọ́ Ìṣẹ́gun in our land here. So when you look at these days according to the language we use, you will know they are significant and they are so important. Ìṣẹ́gun means victory. Ajé means wealth. Àìkú means to be alive and live almost forever. The Tuesday is the day we call Ọjọ́ Ìṣẹ́gun. Ìwọ tó ń gbọ́ mi lónìí, tó bá lè ṣàṣẹ tó ráńpẹ́, ọmọ ṣẹ́gun ọ̀tá, ọmọ rẹ́yìn òdì. Ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ wá di òkè. Ìgbà ọkọ́, ìgbà àdá àwọn ọ̀tá rẹ̀, wọ́n ń bókè rẹ̀ ṣọ̀tẹ̀. Òkè ò jẹ́ òkè òmu, òkè sì ń jẹ́rí wọn. Ọmọ borí ọ̀tá ilé, ọmọ borí ọ̀tá òde. Ọmọ ṣẹ́gun ọ̀tá, ọmọ rẹ́yìn òdì. Bó bá lè ṣàmì ni o, kò ń ṣe tó bá lè tẹ press button o. Ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ mọ bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ń tẹ press button àti ọjọ́ tẹ́ mọ̀ ṣe àṣẹ. Àpèmọ́ra sì là á pè tèmi dire. arákùnrin tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ ń pa kíní o ẹjọ́ ẹjẹ́ concentrate lórí nǹkan tá a bá wá bí a máa ṣe léyìn lọ́tà àyè ń bẹ fún yín láti béèrè béèrè. The Tuesday is the day of victory. While our businessmen, businesswomen go to work because they have activated the energy yesterday, they go to work on Tuesday. Our hunters, they don't go to the forest to go and hunt on that day. Because that's the day of Ishegun, the day of victory. The day of victory. It is the day we venerate Ogun. So when we say we want to do Ogun, to venerate, to activate the energy of Ogun on your behalf, arákùnrin gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó ń tẹ̀ síbẹ̀ yẹn mi ò fẹ́ rí jọ mi ì fẹ́ rí gbogbo àwọn pálapàla tó ń tẹ̀ síbẹ̀ yẹn ọ̀ṣẹ́ àìka bíbélì ń bí a kì í ka bíbélì ń bẹ a sì fẹ́ Moye Solo. It's the day of victory. We venerate the energy of Ogun, especially for people who are going through one torment, one turbulence, one torture or the other. Or you have a court case. Let's say you have a court case, you are going through a court case, you want victory, election, turbulence in your marriage, in your place of work. Cause mo pe gbogbo ìgbà lẹni tó ṣe ń bá on jà. Either you are looking for war or not, people are always at war with you. They don't. Nobody likes you. Remember the parable I told you a long time ago. The parable of a cat and a rat. The parable of the chicken and the hawk. It is not because they are offending each other. They don't offend each other. Somebody just has to survive. So if your death, if your misfortune is the survival of another person, believe me, they won't think twice to do it. But you need to stay alive. So your case in life is like the case of a gazelle and the lion. Every single day the gazelle had to run from the lion. Not because the lion hates gazelle or because gazelle did something wrong with the lion, but lion need to eat and gazelle need to survive. That's life. Victory is what we look for. If you are going through things in life, just about the time you ought to break through, you meet failure. Just about the time you have to be favored, something else happened to you. Because Ogun is the energy of victory, breakthrough, and completion, it is the day of Ishegun, which is Tuesday, that we do Ogun for you. Gbogbo àwọn ọjọ́ yẹn ló ní pàtàkì wọn. The highest energy will help us to approach nature in a more meaningful manner. I bet it with you, most of you have never heard of this I'm saying to you anywhere before. Now I'm using English for the sake of those people who will not understand Yoruba. So if you are into policing, if you are a soldier, if you are a naval officer, if you are into mechanical engineering, if you are a driver, if you are a pilot, if you are going through issue in your life and you need victory, it is that day we venerate Ogun energy on your behalf. It is not Ogun we are worshipping. It is the energy that worked for Ogun when he was alive. All these people were human like you and I. We are just borrowing from the energy that worked for them to make it work for us. The next day is what we call Wednesday. In our own land here, we call it Ojoru. Ẹ má gbàgbé, Àìkú, Ajé, Ìṣẹ́gun. That's what we just finished. Ojoru. What is Ojoru? A lot of you don't know. You just say Ojoru, Ojobo. Ojoru, the full meaning of Ojoru is Ojo Eboriru. Ojo Eboriru. Ojo Eboriru. The day of offering sacrifices. All kinds of sacrifices we offer it that day. Kì í ṣe gbogbo ọjọ́ là rúbọ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ń bí. We don't offer sacrifice every single day. There are things peculiar to each day. Ẹni tá a fẹ́ ṣèràpadà fún lọ́jọ́ àìkú tó bá yọ ẹbọ á dúró dọjọ́rú ká tó rúbọ rẹ̀. So for you to know the real Babalawo, they know the day to perform all these things. Being a Babalawo is a full-time job. I love to come online with you, teach you all the time, but I'm a busy person. I work for people all around. Ó sì ní nǹkan tí Ifá bá pé ìlú yìí láti lọ ṣe eléyìí, I'm always on the highway. Ọjọ́ ẹbọ rírú, the day we offer sacrifices, we venerate the Orisha. Like Ṣàngó, Ọya, Ọbàtálá, Àjàlọ́run, oríṣiríṣi àwọn ìmọ̀lẹ̀. It is even the day we speak highly with the witches, our women. The witches are women. When I say witches, just look at women. Mostly women. When I say witches, don't look at those people with bad teeth and having meeting under the plantain tree or flying in the air, all those shenanigans that was given to you by Hollywood. When I say witches, say women. The day we beg their energy to work for us. It is the most spiritual day of the week with all kinds of energy floating around. The most spiritual day of the week. That's Wednesday. Ọjọ́ ẹbọ rírú. Because the more we speak to nature. Okay, somebody was asking me today. We are just going to make a sacrifice. Ẹbọ àwọn àgbà. So the young woman was asking me, this sacrifice we put down somewhere there, what will happen to it? I said, before we took the sacrifice there, whatever want to happen to it has happened to it. Ká tó lọ lè gbẹ́ bọ́lẹ̀ àti dá obì. Obì ti jẹ́ ó yé wa pé ẹbọ ti fín, ẹbọ ti yàn. Ẹbọ ti dájú lé ibi tó yẹ kó dé. Part of this sacrifice we left, we had plantain in there, we have pap, ẹ̀kọ, we have salt, we have palm oil, we have the intestine of ẹyẹtu, we have orí eku, orí ẹja, different kind of stuff, and we give it out. So she was now asking me, what will happen to it? Will it disappear? I said, this one will not disappear. This one need to speak to nature. Those are elements of nature, because in this part of the world, we believe every single thing speaks. Ewé kò ń sọ̀rọ̀, ẹranko ń sọ̀rọ̀. Gbogbo nǹkan tí ń bẹ́nu ayé ń sọ̀rọ̀ bí ayé. You may not understand them, you may not be able to hear them, but that doesn't mean they are deaf and dumb. Mankind are the most dumb creature on the planet Earth. All other creatures are extraordinarily wise. Bá a bá fẹ́ já ewé àkókò, ó yàtọ̀ sí ewé túdè. Bá a bá yẹ fẹ́ já ewé túdè, ó yàtọ̀ sí ewé àbámọ́dá. Bá a bá fẹ́ pa ẹran ẹ̀tà, a mọ̀ pé kó lè tà kẹran kó mi ò tó tà ni. Bá a bá fẹ́ lo ìyẹ́ ẹ̀tù, we know all these things have their language. So what we are saying is that the language of nature we cannot offer to nature in form of intercession or supplication. Those things that we pick and use can speak on our behalf, whatever good aspect of them there is. So we say honey. Nobody put honey in the mouth and spill it out. Èèyàn kan yìí foyin sẹ́nu kó tú dànù. So we say our life will be acceptable by all. That will not be spilled out. We will not be rejected. Bàbá rẹni tí ń kojú ìjákulẹ̀. Everybody hates me. I don't want to. I'm bidding for this contract. I'm not getting it. Honey is part of what we use. Bàbá rẹni tó yẹ pé àṣírí rẹ̀ ń bò. Always disappointed, always financially crashing and all that. Lára àwọn kan tá a pèlú àgbọn ń bẹ ń bẹ. Ṣé wọ́n mẹni tó bomi sínú ọ̀gbọ́n? Do you know who put water in coconut? Do you know how it got there? Language of nature, that's what we speak. All of these things, we are not killing nobody. We are not hurting nobody. We are only using the nature to speak to nature so that our own nature will not antagonize us. When you are in need of those things I mentioned, you can reach out to me in the inbox. That's my job. And I'll be glad to explain every single procedure to you as we do it. So that when I put you through, you will put yourself through and your children in the nearest future. Wednesday is ọjọ́ ẹbọ rírú. Torí ẹ̀ la ṣe pè ní ọjọ́rú. Ọjọ́rú. We do all manner kinds of ritual on that day. Ẹni ò rọ́kọ fẹ́, á ṣe ètò ẹ̀. Ẹni ò ráyà fẹ́, ẹni ò rọ́mọ bí, ọjọ́ Wednesday. We now move on to Thursday. Ọjọ́bọ̀. Àìkú, Ajé, Ìṣẹ́gun, Ọjọ́rú, Ọjọ́bọ̀. Ọjọ́bọ̀, what is Ọjọ́bọ̀? Remember I told you that Ọjọ́rú means ọjọ́ ẹbọ rírú. Ọjọ́bọ̀ means ọjọ́ orí bíbọ. Ọjọ́ orí bíbọ. It is on Thursday that we do orí bíbọ for people. Today, yesterday was a perfect day to do orí bíbọ for you. So you should know the stress you put someone like me through when I say I'm going to work for you. Aláti ṣògùn, aṣòyìnbó, aṣèṣàṣírí, aṣèṣàjé. Different set of days. What if I need to be in Lagos and we have to work for you in Ibadan or your Lagos or Ijebu? So I have to be going back and forth because I need to work for other people. Are you getting me? Ọjọ́ orí bíbọ, that is Thursday. Bá a bá ní kó ṣàdúrà sórí rẹ, bá ọba ti ń ṣe lọ, when it falls on Thursday, take your time and be serious, be fervent. That's the day we do the ritual about our head. Remember, I told you that on Wednesday, which is Ọjọ́ ẹbọ rírú, we do all manner kind of sacrifices, except the sacrifice of Ori. Àì bọ orí lọ́jọ́ Wednesday o, lọ́jọ́rú. A kì í bọ orí lọ́jọ́rú o. Ọjọ́bọ̀ là bọ orí. And for you to know the significance and the importance of Ori, which is also your God, it is that only thing we do on Thursdays. We do not offer sacrifices to any other thing except Ori. We don't do Ogun, we don't do Shango, we don't do Oya. We do ourselves. That is the day when man is God, fully God, nothing missing, nothing broken. That is the day, that is your most divine day. A day that is most divine. Naturally, when we see each other and we greet each other, a mọ̀ tẹ̀ fúnra wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ń bí. Ọmọdé ó mọ̀ tẹ̀ fàgbà, àgbà ó mọ̀ tẹ̀ fọmọdé. Because we are not doing it because we want to get something from you. How much do you have? What do you have? Who are you? Who you? Where you come from? Who you, Kolo? We do that because we believe we are gods. Òrìṣà mọ̀ tẹríba fún òòṣà torí òòṣà kan ò jù kan lọ. However, on Thursday, that is Ọjọ́ orí bíbọ. Everyone is in their highest state of divine reality. Highest state of divine reality. Bí iṣẹ́ bá kàn án, bí Ifá bá pé ká bọrí fún ọ, ọjọ́ ìlà ìṣe. No other thing on Thursday but orí bíbọ. Àwọn àbọ̀sọ́jọ́ Ẹtì. Àìkú, Ajé, Ìṣẹ́gun, Ọjọ́rú, Ọjọ́bọ̀, Ọjọ́ ẹbọ rírú, Ọjọ́ orí bíbọ, Ọjọ́ Ẹtì. Kí ni ìtumọ̀ Ẹtì, which is Friday? Today is Ọjọ́ Ẹtì o. Are you getting the point? If you are getting and you are making sense, be doing like this. Be doing like this. Thank you. Ọjọ́ Ẹtì means Ọjọ́ ìfẹ̀yìntì. That is our weekend. The week has ended. The day of rest. Ọjọ́ Ẹtì is not the day you go for vigil and be or the day you go for Jimoh. Are you with me? Ọjọ́ Ẹtì, which is Friday, is Ọjọ́ ìfẹ̀yìntì. It is the only day Babalawo or devotees can take time off to rest. Irú ọjọ́ òní ó jẹ́ kó jẹ́ ọjọ́ ìsinmi tèmi. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọ̀ ẹ̀yìn mò ń fara ń gbà. Ó yẹ kí n wà lórí live broadcast. By the way, yesterday was my birthday. That was December 3rd. It was my birthday. But ẹ mọ̀ pé bá a ti ń ṣe àìpolongo ọjọ́ ìbí wa, a mọ̀ ṣòṣà lọ́jọ́ náà nítorí a gbọ́dọ̀ bọ orí wa. Remember I told you Thursday is Ọjọ́ orí bíbọ. It now fell on my birthday. Mo ya bọ orí mi. Somebody says some persons carry out money drawing ritual on Thursday. Just tell them to stop killing you. That's why their stuff don't get done. We have reasons for doing all those things in this land. Start putting your question, please. I will start answering them. Èní lọ́jọ́ Ẹtì tó jẹ́ ọjọ́ ìfẹ̀yìntì. It is the only day that devotees of Babalawo, the priest, the initiate, get to rest from all spiritual exercises in the absence of emergency. Except there is an emergency. Today is our day of rest. We rest. Àwa náà nílò ìsinmi. Except someone now call any kodako igba kokodoko, or there's a spillover and but we should rest on that day. It is our weekend. We should rest. The last day of the week is Saturday. And you see this Saturday, it's so beautiful the way Yoruba spirituality did this there. Ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta là ń pè Saturday, àìkú. Àìkú, Ajé, Ìṣẹ́gun, Ọjọ́rú, Ọjọ́bọ̀, Ẹtì, àbámẹ́ta, àbámẹ́ta. Kí ni ìtumọ̀ àbámẹ́ta? I'm putting a question to you if you have been following me. Kí ni ìtumọ̀ àbámẹ́ta? Somebody, I'm going to give you a little bit of time. Somebody can type. Kí ni ìtumọ̀ àbámẹ́ta? What is the meaning of àbámẹ́ta? Àbámẹ́ta. What is the meaning of àbámẹ́ta? Maybe if you get the meaning, we can begin to tell us what to do on that day. What is the meaning of àbámẹ́ta? Anybody? What is the meaning of àbámẹ́ta? If there's nobody to answer, I'll go on. You see, this way, our way of life, so balanced things that somebody said 3 thoughts. 3 thoughts. You try. Àbámẹ́ta. Thought is àbá. Meta is 3. Thank you. Now the concept of Trinity. The concept of Trinity ọ̀ṣẹ́yọ láàrin nǹkan tá à ń sọ yìí. Ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta is our family day. Ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta is our family day. It is a day when we are permitted to do wedding, when family comes together. Basically, the Saturday, which is Ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta, is the day when father, mother, and children need to sit around the table, lie us together, ask questions with one another, give suggestion. Nítorí pé ọmọdé gbọ́n, àgbà gbọ́n, ńlá fi dálé ìfẹ́ o, ẹnìkan ò mọ gbogbo ẹ̀ tán, ilé ayé. Kò sẹ́ni tó gbọ́n tán, kò sì sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ tán. Ọmọdé gbọ́n, àgbà gbọ́n la fi dálé ìfẹ́. Ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta ni bàbá olórí ilé, ìyá àti àwọn ọmọ ni wọ́n jókòó papọ̀ sórí, ni wọ́n mọ fọ̀rọ̀ jomi tó rọrọ̀. Bàbá ò lè sọ ìtàn fáwọn ọmọ, yóò tọ́ wọn sọ́nà. Ìyá ò lè mọ kí bàbá lẹ́yìn, bó sì jẹ́ bàbá ni ó mọ kí ìyá lẹ́yìn. Àwọn ọmọ mọ kọ́gbọ́n. It is the day when children download wisdom from their fathers. Not these days where everybody is working Monday to Sunday every time. Children are growing, they don't know daddy. Children are growing, they don't know mommy. So the third day, the Saturday, which is Ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta, is the family day where children need to sit around the table with their parents and have a family bonding. And if we don't bond, we go to family occasions. It is a day where we now tell each other ahead. Bó bá dọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta àkọ́kọ́ láàrin oṣù, èmi àtàwọn ẹbí mi ò wá bẹ̀ yín wò. So we'll be cooking and be the family also is a family day. It is a family day. Àìṣe bọ́ àìṣe ètùtù lọ́jọ́ tá a wí. Àfi tọ́mọ bá dákú, àbí nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀. On that day, in case you don't have parents, you go to their burial site. Ojúrórí àwọn òbí tó bí ọlọ́mọ. It is on that Saturday you are to pour libation on their burial site. Either in form of a dry gin, palm oil, whatever it is, or palm wine. All lọ síbẹ̀, you will you will activate their energy. You are not praying to the dead body. This is not necromancy. This is you identifying, bonding. And if your parents are still alive, this is the day You sit at their feet and then you pray for them and they pray for you. A day of bonding. A day of bonding. That is African spirituality according to Yoruba culture. Every single day have their significance. If you meet a Babalawo who do not respect the significance of these days, this is the reason why most times what they do for you don't. And that's for you to know that they are pseudo Babalawo. So as for you to know that we have principles, we have laws, we have regulations, and we have arrangement in this land. The white men made us civilized. We were not barbarians. They met us with good organization, skill, and societal hierarchy. Your ancestors are not savages. They don't need redemption. Your ancestors are not lost. They don't need to be died for. Your ancestors are not some bunch of animals living in caves. They are highly civilized people who have rules, regulation, and how they want their generations to be after them. Ètò ń bẹ, ẹ̀tọ́ ń bẹ. Ètò àtẹ̀tọ́ ń bẹ. The money can be too late. It could be a Oòduà and an African child. That is the reason we do what we do when we do them. We just don't do things randomly because we feel like it. Holy Spirit don't use us and we just don't say, okay, use us as you will. Nobody uses us. You don't use a black man. He knows what to do. He's the one that uses things. We are intentional when we take a step, and we know exactly where we are going when we leave our homes. As a black child, everything you do should be intentional. So our fathers were living a life where they are so prophetic. They know the end from beginning. Because things don't happen to them. Things happen for them. Why? They are so observant. Remember the first law of nature I told you about. Observe me, I will reveal myself to you. I will show you things that are yet to come. That's what nature told us. So we have hierarchy in society, and we also look further, futuristically, because there's organization. You can't just come from nowhere and mess it up. Because there's an agreement. This is how we are going to run our lives. Nobody can penetrate and just mess it up, except there is a traitor within. Wọ́n máa pé ká ṣe bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe kó lè bá a rí bí ó ti rí. It is because we are doing it because the way it's ought to be, that's why we are getting results. A lot of those people you meet, they don't know half of what I'm telling you. It is not Ìṣẹ̀ṣe that is wrong. It is the people practicing Ìṣẹ̀ṣe that are wrong. It is not African spirituality that are bad. It is Africans practicing the spirituality that are being corrupted. And it is not you that cannot meet up to standard. It is your parents who refuse to standardize your thought, who refuse to standardize your self-esteem, that we should blame. However, how long shall we blame them? Now you are of age. You should emancipate yourself from the slavery of these people. Imagine we created a day where we worship ourselves. Which of the Bible or the Holy Bible, Holy Quran, have ever told you that you are God? Not small G-O, that you are the God you are looking for. Which of them has ever told you that the God you are looking for in the sky is just you within you? Which of them have ever told you that you can worship yourself? You can venerate yourself. You are so powerful that when you want to talk to who you are, you remove your cap and bow to yourself. That is how powerful you are. You are so magnanimous in divinity that when you want to address yourself, you still need to bow to yourself and say, I bow to the divinity inside of me. Because the extent of evil I can do and the length of goodness I can do is all there is in this world. Every single word that has happened has been created by God. Who is this God? You and I. And if there's a peace being enjoyed in a certain locality, it is because God have hand in it. Who is the God? You and I. There's no God in the sky. We are the council of gods. We are. As a black person. We are all the gods we need. And when we begin to live our life in such an organized manner, putting the interest of others first, then our abode will be called heaven. It is not going to be heaven on earth or heaven after life. It's just going to be simply heaven. Do what is right. Love one another. Wish no man evil. Cater for yourself and for your brothers. And where you are will be the heaven you are looking for. You know why you love heaven? Because you have option. This is an example. I have two sunshades. Two sunshades. Imagine you giving me this one and telling me, in case you spoil this one, there is another one for you. Do you know I won't cater for this one very well? Do you know I won't cater for it so much? I won't mind it so much. As a matter of fact, if it's not getting spoiled on time, because I want to taste this other one, I can spoil this one. That's what happened to you when they gave you heaven. They want to useless your life, so they sold heaven to you. They know that every single thing you can make happen here on earth, you will think it will be provided in heaven for you. And everything you lack here, you think it will be given to you in heaven. So you mess up the planet. So much gas in the atmosphere. Ozone layer depletion can end the world. Putting plastic in rivers, in oceans, can end the world. Cutting trees and not planting, deforestation can end the world. You don't care if the world ends. Famine is artificial. War is artificial. You spend so much of your time thinking of how to create hydrogen bomb, atomic bomb, and all those biological weapons that you don't even bother to think that I'm destroying the God that I'm looking for. Because nature is God. You are so focused that when you die here, there's a 72 virgin for you up there that you cannot even cater and make the life of one single virgin better. Ìwọ ṣá, ìwọ fẹ́ máa já ọmọ lọ́mọ kùtùkùtù 72 of them. Ordinary one virgin, you cannot give her good heart. You are breaking her heart. You want to do this. So I realized that mankind see heaven as a place where they make up for what they lack on earth. And hell is a place where those who don't listen to them, who don't think like they do, who don't wear the kind of dress they do, who don't subscribe to their way of life, are going. It is all man-made. All these things are not in existence in our own spirituality. Nobody is going to heaven. Nobody is going to hell. You mess your slot up, you will come back and clean it. So much organization, so much realistic way of viewing life. So it is impossible for an African child to be atheist. Atheists don't believe in God at all. But we believe that we are the God. Just that our God is not in the sky. We are not atheists. We just don't believe in a sky God. We believe in ourselves as a God. The days of the week and their significance in Yoruba spirituality and culture. You can see how organized your ancestors are. Perfect. They know what to do at the right time. One meto, one si meto. Are you as meticulous as they are? Can people respect you the way you respect them? Long after you are gone. Do you take cognizance of all these days and what you do in those days in your own home? You don't know about them. How can I expect your children to know about them? Can you have children who stand on the center of the world today and speak about their ancestors, are so organized, and they have one single proof to tell a white man why their ancestors are not savages? Aside from the pyramid of Egypt, what else can you say your ancestor did that is so organized, and you can prove it to people that your ancestors are not some barbarians, some animals, some cavemen who were colonized and are taught how to be human? What else? You have nothing. So I told you Romans are God controlling the world. You don't believe me? Who is Gregory? This Gregorian calendar that we are using. How are our people, how are they dating their lives and things? Before they come, we talk about the moon. Don't we have the New Yam Festival? Don't we have the New Moon Festival? Don't we? Do you still go for New Yam Festival? Do you think New Yam Festival is a day where they just cut New Yam? No. It is a marking of the beginning of another time and era or episode of life. Do you still celebrate New Moon Festival? How do our parents know and say, Lẹ́yìn Òṣùpá Mẹ́ta, before the Gregorian calendar? How do they know Òṣùpá Mẹ́ta? How do they read Òṣùpá? They say Oshu is month. Oshu Olale. By the way, there was a full moon. Is it 4 days ago or something? Did you observe it? What I taught you about the full moon, did you do it? If you don't do it, forget about it. I can't be watching the moon for you all the time. I've told you what to do when you see the full moon. I've told you what to do when the sun is dull. I've told you how to read the signs and the omens in the sky, so that you can live your life with so much information. If you don't follow it, forget about it. Do your children know these things? So how do our ancestors know how to date themselves before the writing system came? And they are so accurate. But when you say more, how did they know to say this is Shere, January is Shere, Erele is February, Erena is March, Igbe is April, Ebibi, Okudu, Agemo, Ogun, Owere, Owawa, Beluope? How do they know that there are 12 months in a year? Oh, yeah. How do they know that there are 7 days in a week? Aiku, Aje, Ishegun, Ojoru, Ojobo, Eti, Abameta. How do they know? Is this part of Jewish? Is this Greek? Is this Hebrew? The Bible predated like 6,000 years ago. From Genesis to Revelation, all these things, Jesus and all that, like 6,000 years ago. Your people have been in existence millions of years in this place. If you believe that Moses wrote first 5 books of the Bible, and he wrote about how God created the world, was he there? Somebody that wrote how God created the world and was not there. He told the story of other people that he has never met. He even told about his own death. You believe those things, you believe anything. If you believe all those things, you can believe anything. You can believe that I'm the president of Nigeria. If you can believe that a virgin gave birth, and you don't believe that I'm still a virgin as I am, because what you show me, any trash, you can believe any trash. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to ask questions. You believe anything. So I'm the president of CBN. Believe me, you. Believers are the most foolish people in the world. To call yourself a believer is to tell me that you don't reason, you don't ask questions, you don't reason, you don't query things. You just believe. Who claims that? More believe, more believe, more believe. Adara fun wa. Please, if you have your questions, you can start typing it. In the next 1 minute, I'm off here if there are no questions to treat. I spend much time than I budget. I spend more time than I budgeted. And if you want to do divination, Ifa consultation and the rest, just reach out to me in my inbox and we will find a way how to read this. In Ghana, they call it Afa. Afa. What we call Ifa here. You don't know that you are the most important race in the planet. You don't know. Black people, you don't know. Oh, sorry. May God no allow them and kill you. Sorry. Until you know yourself. Man, know yourself. The day you know yourself, your shoulder pad will now be like that of Deeper Life suit. Those people, those olden days Deeper Life, you know the way their suit is always like this. Like you will be proud of yourself. You'll be proud of yourself. Somebody is saying, please reply my DM, sir. You need to say hello to me again so that I can see if I've read it, I've not answered. And if you have sent me a message before and I've not answered, please forgive me. I've been very busy. I will surely get to you. And in case you want to also reach out to me through my WhatsApp line for information, for divination and the rest, 080-7838-4845. 080-7838-4845. Again, 080-7838-4845. When you want to send me a message, just say Aboruboye. Just say Aboruboye and we'll keep it off from there. Adara fún wa yẹ wa kalẹ̀ o, a ò ní rógbógun lóko, a ò ní kú sórí mo ṣe o, gbégbé ikú sógo, fini báyìí la dìé ń jókòó ẹ̀ mọ́ bọ̀, a ò ní kú sájò, a ò ní tàjò gbé ságbó o, a yẹ wa kalẹ̀. N kò ní sọ́jú báyìí lọ lórí ètò tòní. We'll be coming up short like that. We also enjoy you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Either Baba Yoruba on YouTube or Great Man Ayilara on YouTube. I'm a troublemaker. I trouble these pastors, your pastors. I trouble them a lot. And also your fake preachers. I trouble them a lot. If they have made it their own life mission to be in their church and be saying, Mami water power, powerless power, Eshu power, powerless power, I will also make it my own life mission. I will destroy that their Jesus in their hand. I will Hanigba power, powerless power. They cannot take ferry again because they are scared that Mami water will now catch them. I was in Luambo. Have they not started saying Ember month that blood-sucking demon is pursuing you? We have been traveling. Demon kankan lọ́nà. Kò ní àníri jù báyìí lọ ṣókí lọ́bẹ̀ oge. Ogun àṣejèrè láwọn ṣe láyé wa o. A ò ní ṣògo ṣọ́ọ̀tì o. Iṣẹ́ kékeré owó ńlá ni ká bá wọn ṣe. Káwọn má bá wọn dáwọ́ lókù tí ò ní jèrè. Èmi tó bá ti mẹ́nu lẹ́nu ọ̀nà kì í délé mọ́, a ò ní ràjò àìdélé mọ́ o. Ọkọ́ tó bá ti ṣá òkúta kì í mú mọ́, ayé wa ò ní polúkúrú muṣu o. Epo tó bá ti dì kì í fi gbogbo ara yọ mọ́, ayé wa ò ní dádì o. Bí yọ̀ bá tẹ́ kò tún ṣe é jẹ mọ́. O ní tí o ní tẹ́ láwùjọ. Ibi àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tí ń náwó ò ní nájú ń bẹ̀ o. Ibi ọba ti ń kówó lẹ̀ ìwọ ò ní sọ pé mo dẹ̀ láìdí àkàn o. Ẹnu àtọ̀rọ̀ ayé àdára àti wà àtàwọn ọmọ àtàwọn tó fẹ́ràn ẹ̀. Ó tún dìgbà kan náà. Ire o.